Hi, my name is James, and this is a Cardano starter kit. I'm super excited to share this with you today because we're doing a few new things here. First of all, this starter kit is the first one that represents a collaboration between several people, including my colleague Roberto, and some other folks that you're going to meet in just a minute if you haven't already. And two, this is the first time that Gimbalabs is sponsoring a challenge for you in your local community. So let's jump right into it. The challenge for this starter kit is to go spend some ADA in your community, okay? You might have seen some examples of this in previous starter kits. So for example, I paid my friend Adam, who designed the first Workshop Maybe logo. Maybe you've seen it. I paid him in ADA on a street corner in Worcester, here in my home state of Massachusetts. But also, we completed the pizza challenge last week. So another way to complete this is to jump into the Cardano pizza challenge or to spend ADA at any other sort of store. Buy a holiday gift for somebody or a meal somewhere else, anything, okay? So the challenge, it's really open. Go spend some ADA in your community, a neighbor, somebody who's providing services for you, or a local merchant. And what do you get? If you do it, if you're one of the first 25 people to complete this challenge, the reward is a token bundle consisting of 10 ADA and a commemorative token minted by Gimbalabs. And because of the way Cardano works, as we'll show you in just a moment, these two different tokens can be bundled into one transaction. And that's really why we're doing this. We just want to demonstrate this technology as it rolls out and get you involved in spreading the word about ADA in your local community. So what are the details? Let's take a look. Over on GitHub, you'll see Cardano Starter Kit number 5. It's linked with this video. And just like I said a moment ago, this is the first time we're doing a collaborative starter kit, and it's the first one where we're sending you out on a mission. Like I said, we're going to mint 25 special tokens. These tokens don't have a name yet. We have a few different ideas, but we're kind of waiting to figure out if we can make NFTs out of them or not when Mary launches. So behind the scenes, Roberto is leading our work on that and learning as much as possible. Needless to say, we're going to mint these tokens. They'll either be a limited run of 25 sort of Gimbalabs CSK number 5 tokens, or they'll be some kind of NFT that really commemorates the transaction that you make. More to come on that. In this starter kit, I'll outline the challenge, and there's another video actually. So here's a link to the video you're watching right now. But under this one, there's a link to episode 1 of a new program called Proto on the cast.live channel on YouTube. So my friend A is launching this channel here. And so there's A and me and Roberto and Tavo. We had a conversation yesterday around, first of all, the new ideas around what Proto is, and two, we did this kind of first test run by looking under the hood at what it looks like to mint a token on the Cardano Launchpad network. Okay, so I'm not going to try to restate the entire video here. I definitely recommend watching this part just so you can kind of see what's going on under the hood. And even if you've never looked at the command line, one of our goals with Proto is to make this stuff accessible, because even if you're not going to go off and use Cardano command line interface, for example, we hope that by looking at this, it'll help you to have some ideas, right? Exposure to technology helps people have new ideas. That's why we're sending you out into the world, right? Maybe by engaging with a local merchant, you'll get that merchant curious, and maybe they'll be the person who goes on to build something important on Cardano, right? When we share with you around native tokens on Cardano, maybe that gives you the ideas to go off and build something. When you look at what a transaction bundle looks like, maybe that'll give you ideas for what you can do with that sort of structure. It's so exciting to think of what can happen, right? When I can send somebody not just ADA, but anything else I want to in the same transaction. So you're our audience if you want to take a look at how tokens work, and if you want to engage in our challenge and contribute to the ongoing historic rollout of Cardano. Our motives in making this challenge are the motives of Gimbalabs. We want you watching right now. We want you to help drive the adoption of ADA in your community. And we hope that what we're sharing here might help you do that. We want to expose you to the technology by showing you what native tokens look like. And we want to gather stories, okay? We're asking for 25 because we think that a 5x5 grid of stories on Gimbalabs.com is going to look pretty good, okay? And this is what we want to do, right? We want to gather the stories, the photographs that you share with us, post them on Gimbalabs.com, just as one example of a celebration of just various people going out into the world doing this groundbreaking work. Okay. And finally, as always, we're experimenting with ways we can collaborate with other creators when we make starter kits, with the format for this content. And most importantly, this is where we're going in the months and years to come. We want to engage with people like you. Again, I mean it, you. We want to engage and talk about how we can support you to create things on Cardano, to use it, to drive adoption in your local community, okay? So let's talk about the challenge a little bit more. Submission guidelines. What you're going to do is go spend some ADA on anything with anybody in your local community. No strict rules there, but your transaction has to happen after, on or after today. So it's the 17th of December, 2020, and we're only going to accept transactions that are dated on the blockchain after today, all right? We've included submission instructions, which I'll get to in just a minute, and a form for providing us that information, okay? You won't get the rewards until the Mary era launches, okay? And I'm going to keep this page up to date as we learn more. Heck, we might learn more at the Cardano developer update today. But currently, the release of Mary is scheduled for late January or early February 2021. As we get more specifics, I'll update it. And our goal is to send you this reward token bundle basically as soon as Mary functionality is online, and we can mint these tokens and send off a bundle to you, okay? So how are we going to get there? So here's the submission instructions. They're included as a PDF here, okay? Again, the first 25 people will receive 10 ADA and 1 limited edition token. There's a link to a form here and on the README file of this GitHub repository. And here's just a list of everything we're going to ask for so you can plan in advance, right? Your contact info, description of what you purchased, where you purchased it, how much ADA you spent, and the approximate value, the day you made this transaction in local currency. Then this is the most important part, 7 and 8. We really hope that you'll tell us a quick story, couple sentences about the transaction, and share a photo that we can post on Gimbalabs.com along with all the other winners of this competition, okay? If we can figure it out, and if it's possible, I'm kind of hoping that we can attach this story to your transaction bundle, maybe turning it into an NFT. More to come on that. But yeah, we're going to be using the story you tell and the photo to kind of share something special back with you and to tell the story to the entire community. Finally, we're going to need the transaction ID of the exchange that you made and a receiving address of a wallet where we can send you your rewards. Okay. Any questions about these rules, anything I'm overlooking, just be in touch. Okay. So back to the README here. Here's the PDF I was just showing you. And then here's a form on Typeform where you'll actually submit this information. So you can click through here and go through this form after you successfully complete it. Now, to help you get ready, we've also prepared a few docs. Okay, so here's a planning checklist, and there's a link where you can actually make your own copy of a Google Doc and edit it however much you'd like. Here's the PDF of that same document. Okay, once again, here's the challenge. We suggest these 4 steps, okay? And some of this comes from experience. Make sure your mobile wallet is ready. This means making sure your phone is charged. I've been guilty of that one a few times in the past. Make sure you have some funds in your mobile wallet, and make sure you know the spending password for that wallet. Do a little planning about what you're going to say. Don't go in cold, okay? In particular, we recommend preparing your pitch. What's the story you're going to tell about Cardano? Are you going to mention, like we did, the Bitcoin pizza to provide context? Okay. How are you going to talk about the current value of ADA? And how are you going to talk about the future price? Don't make any promises, right? You're not giving financial advice here, but you can have a good time speculating about how the value of ADA might grow over time. In addition to preparing your pitch, prep what you're going to say about private keys and how you're going to help people with the technology. Downloading Yoroi, for example. The private keys, right? This is a hard idea for somebody to wrap their mind around in a short amount of time. How are you going to help people understand how important private keys are? Practice your pitch with somebody, a friend or a loved one. Call them up or talk to them in person about the tech support, about what might go wrong. And we do recommend showing up, with a pen and paper, just in case the merchant doesn't have those handy. Be ready to hand off a pencil and paper to somebody who needs to, for example, write down their private keys for the first time, okay? And we've actually prepared a document for you that you can use to get ready for this. And that's what I'm going to show you next. Once again, when the challenge is complete, go to the Typeform to tell us about your success. Okay, so finally, we also made what we're calling a merchant worksheet, okay? When you click this link, it'll make a copy of the Google Doc for you. You'll see a page like this. Say yes, make a copy. And this is yours, okay? Nobody else is going to see the resulting version of this document. You can rename it and edit it, and you're the only person who's going to have access to this, okay? So this is for you to give to the person you're giving the ADA to, right? So we have an outline of how to set up a Yoroi wallet. We have a box where people can write their private keys, a little vocabulary, spending password versus private key versus public key or public address, okay? Then we've got a place to kind of write down the receipt. What was purchased for how much? Okay. And then a few links down here where people can go to learn more. I think these are the 2 links where I would most recommend sending people to start learning about Cardano right now. But if you have better ones, add them right here or just replace these entirely. Finally, I recommend writing your contact info here, whether you want to give somebody your phone number or email address. That's up to you. But, give people a way to follow up, okay? When they have questions, when they catch the crypto bug, etc., they'll have somebody to turn to, okay? All of this is completely customizable, okay? So I threw a Cardano logo on here, not because this project is officially sponsored by Cardano, but just because if people have never seen the logo before, if you're introducing somebody to this for the first time, you might want that here. But of course, if you'd rather brand this document differently, just feel free to get rid of it, okay? Totally up to you. again, customize this worksheet however you want. Customize these definitions, customize the transaction details, customize the resources, and your contact info. If you have any questions about any of these steps, of course, let me know. Finally, let me just say a few words about the shell scripts that we have here. So in the accompanying proto video that goes along with this one, it's linked up at the top of this file. Roberto takes us on a tour of the CSK-Minter shell file. But there's also a few more scripts files that we're including here for you to poke around with. Okay. Here's a quick video. This is a 1-minute video in ASCII art, or ASCII cinema, excuse me, of Roberto taking us through the process of using these scripts to mint a new token and what a transaction looks like. So let's not watch this whole thing right now, but let me see if I can find for you. Yeah, look at the bottom of this. You see this TX hash. This is the transaction hash. This is what you're going to send us after you successfully buy something with ADA. Okay, and this is what you can use on the Blockchain Explorer sites to look up a transaction. But keep in mind that this is not yet happening on the main net. This is just the Launchpad network, okay? But basically, after Roberto creates some new ABCD tokens, shout out to ABCD in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. But basically, after you mint some new tokens, that token will have a hash that looks like this. And this is what a bundle looks like, all right? You've got, what is this? 1.8 ADA, 1.8 million Lovelace is a little less than 2 ADA, and 1 million freshly minted ABCD tokens, right? These can have any name you want, but as you can see, a transaction coming soon, coming within the next few months, is going to be able to consist of not just your ADA, your Lovelaces, but also any other tokens that somebody else or you have minted. So if you want to see these scripts in action, check out this ASCII Cinema video. And then finally, if you're looking for extensions, I would recommend looking through these files and reading along in the official Cardano documentation about setting up a node, learning how the CLI works, and just look to see what you recognize here, right? Because when I look at CSK Minter, I'm not an expert shell scripter, but I do know how to use the Cardano CLI, right? And so I can look through this file here, and I can see different CLI queries, okay? And then I can see how Roberto has kind of used some variables to pass parameters around here. And just looking at this has helped me come a long way in my own abilities, both to write very basic shell scripts and also to really wrap my mind around what's going on when we interact with a Cardano node via the command line. Okay, so this is a great way to learn. If you want to learn more, if you would be interested in kind of participating in a live workshop, be in touch. Reach out to us on the Gimbalabs Discord or via Twitter, and let's build stuff together. All right, so once again, the challenge is to go spend ADA in your community. The reward for the first 25 people who do this and tell us their story is that you're going to earn 10 ADA. I know it's not much. It's more just to give you a bundled transaction. You're going to earn 10 ADA and 1 limited edition token that will soon have a name. Any questions? Please reach out. If I don't see you between now and the new year, I hope you enjoy your holidays and the new year, and I look forward to seeing you soon. All right, so much more to talk about. We'll talk again soon. Take care.